Kevin Sidebottom here, speaker, author, and trainer, and I go around teach sales organizations and leadership teams how to build trust and influence with their customers and their team members to drive more revenues and higher profits. See, we need to have higher levels of trust because when you have high levels of trust, especially in business, speed goes up, costs go down. What does that mean for your bottom line? Well, profits go up. So today, let's talk about how we build trust among our employees. That's right, we might have a new team we're getting engaged with, or have some new team members coming aboard, or the organization consolidated. Whatever it is, we're trying to build trust because we want that outcome of higher speeds, lower costs, more profits. Now, how do we build trust with those people? Well, as the leader and as anybody engaging other people, we need to understand the 3 questions that everybody asks on every interaction. Do I like you? Do I trust you? And how can you help me? If we can't address those questions and answer those effectively for them, guess what's going to happen? Well, trust isn't going to happen. Influence isn't going to happen. We need to be intentionally understanding how we do that and engaging those people. So in this video, we're going to address those things, and I'm going to help you set the stage on a few things you can do right off the get-go so that way you're not risking your trust levels. The first thing we need to understand is what kind of environment are you engaging these people in? That's right. If it's a high stress and anxiety levels can go up in these environments, we need to find areas where we can go and have discussions where people are not having high levels of anxiety. Because if they have high levels of anxiety, they're going to associate those with us. Not intentionally, but that's what's going to happen. So if there's loud noises going off or gunshots or whatever it is, we need to have it in a quieter place. Or if it's high traffic, like a subway, it doesn't work out. So we need to move over to a quieter area. And we can have better conversations. When people are relaxed, their walls go down. Okay? Now, the next thing we need to do is be focused in on the colors we wear. Yeah, the colors. That's right. It does affect trust, especially when you're engaging people for the first couple times. I always recommend light blues and whites. Now, if you want to go get a full education on the different colors and how they affect, Robert Cialdini wrote a great book called Influence. And it's a great book on how to understand people, how the colors actually affect people. I encourage you to read that. But for this video, if you want to build trust quickly, light blues, whites, lighter colors that build trust. Don't go in there with your power ties and your authoritative look because it's not going to build trust very quickly. Now, the third thing that can actually set people off and trigger their anxieties is the scents we wear. That's right, colognes, perfumes. Those things can actually trigger people. And because we don't have the predictive index at our fingertips all the time, and we don't understand everybody's different personality types or their childhoods or what some things could trigger, I err on the side of caution, especially in a first meeting with them, to not wear cologne. Yep, that's right. Because I could typically trigger people. Now, when I went down to St. Thomas, I got an education in this place, and they were asking me tons of questions about my personality, my activity levels, to understand which colognes would work for me. They narrowed it down. Well, when I was asking about it, they said, well, because this will actually trigger different things for different people. Well, if we want to trigger anxiety, we can roll the dice, but I typically don't. Now, I don't want to have BO, because nobody wants to be around that, but I do want to smell clean, and I don't want to have overpowering scents. Now, take a walk in a really nice department store. Go understand the different departments, like women's to men's to kids, how they have them different setups with different lighting, different traffic patterns, different sounds being pumped into the area, and the different scents. That'll kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. And it's a great way to get out and see it in live environments. Now, people are asking those 3 questions. Do I like you? Do I trust you? And how can you help me? The big thing is, if we want to build trust and influence with people, is we got to answer how we can help them. So the best people at building trust are constantly engaged at trying to understand who they're working with, what they need, and how to help them. So we need to be asking ourselves, what's the situation? What are their issues? What are the ramifications if those issues aren't addressed? So we need to think like we're working through the sales process of a good salesperson and understand to ask the right kind of questions. So we can be intentionally learning about people. And we have to have empathy when we're doing that. So we're learning about people to understand what they need. If we can help them, guess what's going to happen? Trust levels are going to go up because we're being intentional. So in my trustworthy training, when I talk, I actually walk people through the CRM system. And this can be used for customers or our employees and our team members. That's right. Most organizations have the CRM for customers. They don't add their employees and their team members to it, which I don't understand why. Because you'd want to learn about those people and be intentional on how you can grow that relationship. Use it. It's a great tool. The more we actually engage people and walk through, in which I walk people through the house, a little program to help people be intentionally learning about building rapport and how do they build influence and trust with people by that process. We need to be intentionally engaging people. By doing so, we are going to build higher levels of trust. And you know what happens in business when we have higher levels of trust? Speed goes up, costs go down. That means profits go up. So if we have a high trust environment, we're going to move faster with more people, more efficiently, and do more. Now, if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below. If you like this video and it's helpful, hit like, share, subscribe, send to somebody you think it's going to benefit. That's why I do these videos. Okay? We'll see you next time.